today, so I just figured I'd give a quick tutorial as I've been back from Istanbul and Turkey in general now for a few days. These are a couple things, one of the multiple pleasures in life of Turkey. These are some things I bought actually in Turkey. This tea I bought in Istanbul in the Grand Bazaar, and this I bought in the spice market, this teapot here. Basically, I'm going to do a tutorial today on how to make Turkish tea the traditional way. I've made it before. Once I was there, I realized the taste difference is it's pretty drastic between the way they do it and the way we do it. So pretty much there's a few key rules that need to be followed in making traditional Turkish tea. First of all, the teapot itself is different. In Eastern Europe, Russia, and this is the same sort of thing to brew it. It's called a samovar. Now, I can't exactly remember the Turkish name for it, but it's basically the essential components of it are a big teapot at the bottom, small teapot on the top. That's pretty much it. The big teapot at the bottom always holds water, so all you do is just fill it up with water. You fill it up with water and set the small one on top. In Turkish tea, how they do it is the small one on top here, you put a little splash of water in just to keep the tea leaves moist so they don't burn and everything. And then, and the tea is always to strength. What I do is for the full teapot, 2 tablespoons. Essentially what you're doing is making really strong tea, and that's why you cut it with water at the end. So you'll do 1 tablespoon. 2 tablespoons. And I'd already had a little bit of water in there just to moisten it up. So, pretty much the process from here, what we do is we wait for this water on the bottom to boil. Once it starts boiling, we move it to the side, give it about 30 seconds to cool down, 15 seconds, something like that, to where it stops the boil. We pour as much water in here as we want. It's always to taste, so there's no strict way to do it. I do 2 tablespoons for the whole teapot. This teapot is about 2 cups. So 16 ounces of water in here, 2 tablespoons, very strong tea. You cut it with the water. So basically, once the water boils, you fill the teapot up on the top as much as you want it to. Then what you do after that is you take this teapot, you refill it with water that'll be not boiling, you put it on the bottom, you put this teapot, which is now steeping tea, back on top, turn the heat on low to medium, and that's another key thing. These are copper teapots, so the heat should be on a medium setting, 5 to 6 at most. When it's actually steeping, lower, 3, 4, 5 at most, something like that. So the tea will steep. Typically the tea will steep up here for 10 to 15 minutes. Once it's done, it'll be very strong. You'll need to take a strainer of some sort, pour it in your traditional Turkish tea cup, and then cut it with water as you like. Add sugar as you like. You can add lemon. I've heard a lot of people say that lemon they don't really do in Turkey. I did see it in Turkey. I really didn't see Turks drinking it, but I did see it. So this is basically the way to make Turkish tea. Again, fill this bottom one with water. Fill this one, dash of maybe 1 tablespoon of water. I put 2 tablespoons of Turkish tea in the top one. Allow this bottom one to boil. Cool it for 15 seconds. Pour the water into the top one as to taste. I fill the whole thing up with 2 tablespoons, as I said. Of tea, I mean. So once this is filled, we refill this one, put it back on a low to medium fire setting, allow it to steep for 10 to 15 minutes, and once it's done, you have Turkish tea.